And last but not least, this is our last pantry. This is more of my baking pantry. So let's get into it. First off, we have Vital Proteins, collagen peptides. Again, this is a really, really clean protein that I absolutely love. Ingredients are collagen peptides, so it's basically pulverized bovine hide. So as you can see, it's about 18 grams of protein in 2 scoops. And this is so dissolvable. There is a little bit of an aftertaste, but it's nothing that would prevent me from actually tolerating it. And you can really disguise it in any kind of your shakes. But if you were to have it alone in black coffee, you would adjust it mildly. It dissolves completely, so that's why I really love it. When I'm baking and I need to do sugar, I always do something as holistic and minimally processed as possible. So I'll go for raw honey, and you really don't even need that much. This is coconut manna. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is coconut butter. So any kind of nut butter, this is a great substitute for that. And I think it's just the pulp of the coconut that they put into the jar. So yeah, it's just pureed coconut. It's so, so good. Of course, when you're baking, you have to have chocolate chips. I try to get dark chocolate chips. And this has 67% cacao. So this is the quality of the cocoa content. And the higher the cacao content, the more bitter it is. It's really hard in baking chocolate chips to find a really high cacao content because then you lose that sweetness. But I did try to find the highest I could, and I got this at Walmart. So they have a lot of really great options. They're getting better about stocking organic. All right, and then some other things back here. I have some almond flour and some hemp seeds just to help with baking. I use a lot of coconut flour in my keto bread, and instead of xanthan gum, I use chia seeds to help bind up some of these gluten-free baking recipes. It's about a 1-to-2 ratio for the amount of chia seeds to hot water so that it could really soak and absorb that hot water. And then you add that to your recipe, and it really helps bind everything together. Flaxseed. Again, I'm not a big pasta person, but my fiance is, and so he has pasta, and I don't know what kind of pasta that is. It's always good to have pumpkin. Not that it's fall, but I mean, I just love it. I have some sugar. As you can see, they're pretty full. I hardly ever use processed sugar, and unless it's like a specific ingredient. But I'm not the biggest fan of having these. Sometimes you just need it. And then when you're making more gluten-free recipes, you kind of have to get some of these like wonky ingredients. And here's some maple syrup that I use in case I ever have pancakes, which is... This is what I found at the store. This is like a paleo. So there's no gluten in here. There's no added sugar. It's grain-free. Honestly, I have used maple syrup on that, but sometimes I feel like it's so sweet that I get away with not even using it altogether. And I just put a nut butter and some berries that I microwave for a little bit. So you get some of that fruit juice as a natural syrup. And you don't even really need to put any of that maple syrup on there, but that's just me. All right, these are more of our sauces down here. So we have some leftover salsa. What's this? Organic unsweetened coconut milk. This is really, really good to cook with and bake with. And I love when we make soup. My fiance is not the biggest coconut fan. So what I'll do is I'll serve myself a bowl of soup, and then I'll just put like 1/3 of a cup of this coconut milk into it and then warm it up a bit. And it gives it a really nice kind of like a Thai flavoring to it, which I really love. Can't go wrong with salsa. Oh man, this has been in here for quite a bit, but these are like spring rolls wrappers. That's fun. Mix it up. This is a Persian thing. It's some dried lemons that we add to some of the recipes, as with the lentils. I kind of stay away from the beans. I kind of took them out of my diet, and so when I put them back in, they give me a really hard time. So these are some fava beans as well, same thing. What else is in here? I don't know, water chestnuts, kind of random stuff. Oh, pink salmon. So look how this is wild caught Alaskan. That's really important to look for so it's not farm raised. And then when I'm feeling really lazy, we'll do some of these canned salmon with some hard boiled eggs, maybe some avocado oil mayo, and some other simple ingredients like cut up pickles. And we'll make kind of like a tuna salad consistency, but using some canned salmon. And this is the last drawer. More of the coconut milk. We've got our chicken stock for our soups, which are so easy to put into the crock pot. tomato paste, which is really good when you're trying to just make some kind of like sauce. For meats, it's a really simple, great staple to have. Apparently more of the salmon, quinoa. Again, it's your tolerance. I don't do well with grains, and so quinoa does make me really bloated and kind of puffy, so I try to avoid it. And so when we do make some kind of recipes, then what I'll substitute is the cauliflower rice in the freezer and not the quinoa, and we just have the bulk, the really good substance of what is going to be in that bowl with the quinoa. But instead of the quinoa base, I just use the cauliflower rice. So it's okay to have other people in your house that have different preferences and different foods. As long as you can still cook well and easily. You just make the bulk of what the protein in the meal is, and then you just make quick substitutions on the side. And then these are just some dried herbs. And what is this? Looks like this is his other pasta stuff. Some other kind of substitute, like gluten-free pasta. I don't know what it's made out of, but anyway, that is a quick and dirty run through of my pantry.